Hello everyone, Andre Ziebart coming to you from ADZiebart.com to speak about an NLP concept called telling is not selling in the language of the mind. Author Rudyard Kipling said, "Words are of course the most powerful drug used by mankind. Understanding the language of the mind will move you beyond talking at a brick wall versus having your message understood and accepted. One way to build rapport and trust is by finding common denominators. For example, you're watching a TV commercial, two people are facing each other at a restaurant. The setting is perfect, but they don't seem to be connecting until the man notices that the woman is drinking his brand of beer. After he sees a shared interest, you can see their faces light up and engaged in a lively conversation. Everyone has a preferred language style. You can have two people who are talking about the same thing in which they are in total agreement on. But if they're saying it in a different way, they're going to move worlds apart from each other. In the language of your mind, there's a style of communication each person typically leans toward. For instance, you're observing a conversation between two IT guys, geeky types. You're going to hear a lot of jargon-heavy speech. And you're going to hear words like nibbles, bits, bytes, masks, and servers. To the uninitiated, these two are talking about some twisted BDSM ritual. And to others, hearing them speak about the failure of a motherboard makes them think these guys need Freudian help. When you have people who use different words than you, it can build mistrust and even resentment. How many different commercials do you see that are advertising the same product? Do you notice that one or two seem to speak to you, or at least make you want to find out more about that product or service? Others seem childish and ridiculous, and yet others condescending. The two which don't appeal to you actually do appeal to other people, otherwise they wouldn't be running these things in the first place. When you hear or read information, depending on how your mind thinks, you're going to skip through words, sentences, and even paragraphs because you're trying to get to the end of the message. Because of that, you may not have actually grasped the message. This is an example of how taking in information is a selective process. Your language preferences will often match up to the senses you use to perceive the world around you. The three most common senses are visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, VAK for short. Each person has a preferred sense they take information in with. And it's pretty easy to find out early in a conversation what that might be. So you're talking to someone, and this is how you're going to see it in action. So when they agree with you, you're going to hear them say something like, "I see what you're saying," or "I hear you," or better yet, "This gives me a good feeling." Once you pick up on someone's preferred language, you can match your message to how they can take it in. At the very least, they'll understand your message, and possibly you've got yet another person in your corner. So this is the 10,000-foot view on how the language of the mind works. That being said, this has been a public service announcement from ADZiebart.com. Follow us for more information from the Handbook of Life.